All right, Maximus Analysis here for December 2nd, 2015. We see that we have a slight sell signal today. Again, we are at this red line that you see right here is actually the midpoint of the chop. So it got below it. I think it got to 2075 and then just popped up a little bit, and you can see that mainly happened at the close. So that could just be short covering again versus them trying to squeeze up. But again, they need to get a back above this 2090 area. They tapped 2105, and I kind of got some levels that I want you guys to watch. So the levels to watch are 2105, 2090, 350, 2082, and 2070 is below. And again, we have to also look at 2065, which would actually be the weekly close. So that's the weekly close, and we want to see if they're going to break and close below it, not just touch it. So again, we can see today. So we're just, again, if they break up above this, then you know you don't want to get overly bearish or anything. So we'll see what happens in the overnight session. Regarding the NQ, we saw the NQ again is the best out of all of the indexes, and you can see that it's pretty much coming up to, this is a identical move with last October, and it came up to the top of it, and now is kind of just hitting, got back to overbought territory, and it's giving a slight sell signal, but nothing. Again, it needs to break below this 4617 or 4620 area before we really start to say, okay, we might see some type of correction, because they could just run this back up in a quick way. So same thing, they can get all the way up to 18,000 again for the YM. They did have some names. Again, basically the Dow today was mainly the only component that was up was actually United Healthcare. United Healthcare was the only one that was actually up, and it faded, and this is the 200-day moving average, but everything else was pretty much down. And you had one of the biggest ones was actually Goldman was down, and this is right at the 50% of the previous day's range. So we're going to see if they continue to the downside versus give a sell signal, something similar to this, and then just run it back up. Trust me, I've been caught by this a lot, and I try to share as many as I can. So we see that the crude or the oil index really got hammered today, and now it's at 39. It's under 40. So again, they've continued this small pullback, but definitely from here was a great short. Numerous places. I took this short. I did not take this short like a dummy. And I did take this short because they had EIA report today, so sometimes it could be pretty hairy, but you can see they're going back for the August lows, and I think they're actually below it now. Yeah, so this is the lows, and they actually tapped and look like they're going to go lower. So the respectable names did get hit today, ExxonMobil and Chevron. Again, there was nothing really bullish regards to those. Again, they did have a good run up from this, but you could still see, if we just do a very simple fib retracement here, you can see kind of where they stop. So again, we want to see if they could continue down or they're going to go back up. Now the names that we wanted to look at, pretty much we see that price line is kind of giving, like, we want to see how this looks and if it's going to give a break of a low. You also had Google, which kind of faded after it gapped up. Again, this would be more profit taking than anything, versus, and then you had Amazon still in good shape. Tesla actually didn't look that good, and I'm looking again, it's right at the 200-day moving average, but I want to see it break a low, and then it might continue for some downside potential. You had Netflix, which was the lone soldier today. Again, it didn't get too deep into this candle, so it could continue higher again from this buy signal here, this engulfing pattern, based on this angle up. It has been moving well, and you also IWM, which kind of is breaking down. So again, if it follows through for some more downside, we would want to see, at least this 116 area and see if it's going to hold. So we'll kind of take it from there, but you can see it's just been grinding up. So want to see if they're going to, finally get back below this 118 and kind of move it a little bit. Apple continued to look a little bit weak today, and we'll see how this one plays out and kind of go from there. So again, there wasn't anything really, again, the only green name today for the Dow was United Healthcare, and everything else is pretty much red. You had IBM, which is, could still be in a huge, it's been in almost a 2-year downtrend. So don't really get too anxious regarding this one, because if I switch this to a weekly, you can see how much, this is from 2013. So it's been, again, if you're going to play the bounce, you're going to play the bounce holding these previous highs. If it breaks those previous highs, you get out at the end of, at the end of the day. So again, we'll continue to look and see how things are going. Again, you can follow, I usually post the levels on Twitter, and you can find me on Hot Stock Market, and of course on Facebook, and we'll take it from there. So take care, and we'll see what tomorrow brings in regards to movement.